Forget what you know about Princess Diana. What if I told you that one of the most beloved figures in modern history, Princess Diana, spent her final days surrounded by secrets, whispers, and events so chilling they might redefine everything you thought you knew about her tragic demise? The day Princess Diana died, my life changed forever. I saw all these things happening to Princess. I was her bodyguard. For decades, her death has been shrouded in conspiracy theories and unanswered questions. But what if the truth is far darker than you ever imagined? In this video, I will unfold the untold stories of Diana's final days, a journey into a labyrinth of mystery, betrayal, and heartbreak. Chapter 1. The Fateful Summer. The summer of 1997 was supposed to be a time of renewal for Princess Diana. After years of public scrutiny, failed relationships, and an ever-present media frenzy, she had finally found solace. Her trips to the Mediterranean with Dodi Fayed were painted as idyllic escapes, yet beneath the sunlit images lay a shadow darker than anyone could imagine. But what if those luxurious vacations weren't just about love or leisure? What if they were calculated moves, orchestrated by forces unknown to most of the world? Diana had confided to friends that she felt watched, her every move monitored. Her relationship with Dodi wasn't just the tabloid romance it was made out to be. It was something more profound, something that threatened to upend the delicate balance of the British monarchy. What did Diana know? And who might have wanted to silence her? Throughout the summer, Diana's demeanor shifted. She smiled for the cameras, but kept a diary hidden, a journal she carried with her at all times. Those who were closest to her noticed she had become increasingly preoccupied. Friends spoke of cryptic remarks. "They won't let me live freely," she said once, her voice tinged with both defiance and fear. Who were they, and what did they want? Diana's letters from this time reveal a woman both empowered and embattled. Her decision to speak out against landmines and humanitarian crises had garnered international acclaim, yet it had also earned her powerful enemies. As she moved between sun-drenched villas and yachts, Diana began to suspect that these trips might be her last moments of true freedom. Was she imagining things, or was something, lurking in the shadows? Only time would tell. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Chapter 2. The Shadows That Followed. Behind the glamour of her Mediterranean summer, there was an unsettling undercurrent. Diana had always been wary of the media, but this time, her unease wasn't directed at paparazzi lenses. It was something far more sinister. In the weeks leading up to her untimely death, Diana became increasingly vocal about her fears. "I feel I'm being followed," she confessed to a confidant. But when pressed for details, she would only shake her head and say, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." During her stay in Saint-Tropez, Diana noticed unusual occurrences. Strangers lingering too long in hotel lobbies, unmarked cars parked outside her villas, unfamiliar faces on her yacht. One night, while gazing at the stars, she confided in a friend about a recurring nightmare. "I'm driving in a car," she said, her voice trembling. "And then there's a blinding light, and I can't breathe." As the days passed, Diana's behavior grew more erratic. She began insisting on changing her travel plans at the last minute. She frequently swapped cars and used decoys, an attempt to shake off whoever, or whatever, she believed was tailing her. Was this paranoia? Or was there something, or someone, truly closing in on her? The question haunted her inner circle, and though they tried to reassure her, they couldn't ignore the chilling sense that Diana's fears might not be unfounded. Chapter 3. The Final Vacation. In late August 1997, Dianna and Dodi escaped to the French Riviera for what would be their final holiday. Paparazzi swarmed them at every turn, capturing photos of the couple relaxing on a luxury yacht. To the world, they looked happy, carefree, but those closest to Dianna described a different story. Dianna had confided to a friend during this trip that she felt something was off. She couldn't shake the sense that they were being followed, not just by photographers, but by others with more sinister intentions. Witnesses claimed to have seen unmarked cars shadowing the couple's movements. Dodi, who initially dismissed Dianna's concerns as paranoia, began to share her unease. That unease grew tenfold when, on the morning of August 30th, Dianna received a phone call. The details of this call remain unclear, but multiple sources have claimed it left her visibly shaken. She reportedly told Dodi, "We need to leave." Now, Chapter 4. A Night in Paris. The City of Light holds its secrets well, and on August 30th, 1997, Paris became the stage for a tragedy that would echo around the world. Dianna and Dodi Fayed arrived at the Ritz Hotel amidst a swirl of flashbulbs. The plan had been simple: a quiet dinner, followed by a drive to Dodi's apartment. But the night was anything but ordinary. From the moment they entered the hotel, something felt off. Staff reported seeing unfamiliar faces among the usual crowd. Men in suits who seemed out of place, who exchanged glances and whispered as Dianna and Dodi passed by. The paparazzi were relentless that evening, but insiders would later claim that not all the photographers were who they seemed to be. One witness described a man holding a camera but wearing an earpiece, a detail that would later fuel conspiracy theories about covert operatives in the mix. The couple's decision to leave the Ritz through the back entrance seemed like a logical attempt to evade the chaos outside. But was it their choice? Or had someone suggested it to them? As their black Mercedes sped through the Paris streets, it became clear that they were not alone. Motorbikes and cars, some identified as paparazzi and others as unidentified vehicles, followed closely. Moments before the fatal crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, Dianna's bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, reportedly noticed something unusual. A bright flash, he would later say, like a camera, but stronger, almost blinding. What caused that flash? And why did it seem to align with the catastrophic events that followed? Chapter 5. The Crash That Changed the World. The official story is well known. The black Mercedes sped through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in an attempt to evade pursuing paparazzi. Shortly after midnight, the car crashed into the 13th pillar of the tunnel, killing Henri Paul and Dodi Fayed instantly. Dianna was rushed to the hospital, but succumbed to her injuries a few hours later. But was this truly an accident? Witnesses at the scene reported seeing a bright flash of light just before the crash, a detail corroborated by multiple accounts but dismissed in the official investigation. Could this flash have been the result of a targeted device meant to blind the driver and cause the fatal collision? Chapter 6. Secrets that refuse to die. Even decades after Dianna's death, her story remains shrouded in mystery. What really happened that night in Paris? Official investigations pointed to a combination of reckless driving and relentless paparazzi, but for many, those explanations fall short. Reports surfaced of inconsistencies in the investigation, missing CCTV footage, conflicting witness testimonies, and evidence that seemed to vanish without explanation. One of the most unsettling revelations came from an anonymous whistleblower, who claimed that Diana had been under surveillance by multiple intelligence agencies. Not just the British MI6, but also foreign operatives. This claim aligns with Diana's own fears. Months before her death, she had written a letter to her butler, Paul Burrell, stating, "My car brakes have been tampered with. If anything happens to me, it will be an accident." Why would Diana feel the need to leave such a chilling message unless she believed she was truly in danger? The whispers of a bright flash in the tunnel have never been fully explained. Some suggest it was an experimental weapon, others a diversionary tactic meant to disorient the driver. Whatever the cause, it marked the end of Diana's life and the beginning of a global obsession with uncovering the truth. Today, the legacy of Diana's final days serves as a cautionary tale. She was a woman who dared to challenge the establishment, to love openly, and to speak her truth. And perhaps that made her too dangerous for those who valued secrecy above all else. But the real question remains: will we ever know the full story? Or will the secrets of that fateful summer remain buried forever? Chapter 7. A Silent Witness. Trevor Rees-Jones, Diana's bodyguard, was the sole survivor of the crash. Despite suffering severe injuries, he has maintained that he remembers very little about the events leading up to the crash. But some believe that Rees-Jones's silence is not due to memory loss, but rather fear. What might he know that he's unwilling or unable to share? Was he pressured to remain silent to protect those truly responsible for the tragedy? Chapter 8. The Secrets That Remain. Years have passed since that fateful night, but the questions surrounding Diana's death have only grown louder. From the mysterious phone call she received on her final day to the missing CCTV footage, the story is riddled with inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Perhaps the most chilling thought is this: what if Diana's death wasn't an accident? What if the forces she feared were indeed watching her, waiting for the right moment to strike? Conclusion: a legacy of love and mystery. Diana's life was one of extraordinary compassion and courage. She used her platform to advocate for the marginalized and to bring attention to causes others ignored. But her final days serve as a haunting reminder of the power dynamics and secrets that operate behind closed doors. As we remember the people's princess, we must also ask ourselves, how much do we truly know about the world's most powerful institutions? And what other secrets are they keeping from us? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the untold stories of Princess Diana's final days. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious